Hi and welcome to another story, and today we have part 6 of the 13-story treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton, continuing from chapter 13, The End. I raced after Terry, determined to stop him from hatching another bunch of eggs that might threaten our treehouse, not to mention our lives. But it wasn't Bill the postman at the door, it was Jill. She was panting as if she'd run the whole way over. "Was that Silky I saw," she said, "flying away from your treehouse with a giant gorilla?" "Yes," said Terry. I elbowed him hard. "He means no," I said. "Yes, that's right," said Terry. I mean no." Jill frowned. "I'm sure that was Silky." "But isn't Silky white?" I said. "All those cats were yellow. And they were flying. Does Silky fly? You didn't mention it on your poster." "Well, she doesn't usually," said Jill. "But one of those cats was Silky, I'm sure of it. I'd recognise her anywhere. And you two know something, I can tell. You'd better start talking, and fast." "I'm sorry," I said, "but it wasn't my fault. It was Terry. He painted Silky yellow and turned her into a canary. Well, a catenary, I guess, and then she flew away. I'm really sorry." "A catenary?" said Jill slowly. "Terry turned Silky into a catenary?" "Yes, and like I said, I tried to stop him." "But I'm so glad you didn't," said Jill. "Huh?" I said. "You don't mind?" "Not at all," said Jill. "In fact, it's fantastic. I've been really wanting to get a canary, but I was worried that Silky would eat it. Having a flying cat is like having the best of both pets. Thank you, Terry." "You're welcome," said Terry. "If you'd like any of your other animals converted, you know where to bring them." "Thanks," said Jill. "I'll definitely think about it. Meanwhile, I'd better get home and put out some bird seed for Silky and her new friends." After she left, Terry clapped his hands together. "Well, that all turned out pretty well, don't you think?" "I guess so," I said, "except for one small thing." "What's that?" "We still haven't written our book." "There's no need to shout, Andy," said Terry. "Just relax. It will all be okay." "In what sense can I possibly relax, and how can it all possibly be okay?" I said. "We still have no book, and it's due in tomorrow. How are we ever going to think all the stories up in time, let alone write and illustrate them?" "Easy," said Terry. "We don't have to think anything up. We've just lived through a really interesting day. All we have to do is write it all down, draw some pictures, and we'll have our book." You know, I'm much smarter than Terry, but sometimes I get this really weird feeling that he is actually much smarter than me. "That's a crazy idea," I said. "Oh," sighed Terry, disappointed. "So crazy," I said, "it might just work." "What are we waiting for then?" said Terry. "Let's get started." And so we sat down and wrote and drew and drew and wrote and wrote and drew and drew and wrote and drew and wrote and wrote and drew until exactly 4:45 p.m. the next day. "We've done it," I yelled. "But it's 4:45, said Terry. "How are we going to get it to Mr. Bignose on time? Our deadline is 5 o'clock. We'll never make it." "Oh, yes, we will," I said. "But how?" "I don't know," I said, "but we'll think of something." That's when we heard it. A jingling noise. Terry jumped up. "It's Santa Claus," he said. "Quick, get the stockings, hang them up, and pretend we're asleep." "But it's not Christmas Eve," I said. "In fact, it's not even Christmas." We went to the edge of the deck, and this is what we saw. Jill was flying through the sky towards us in a pram drawn by Silky and the other flying cats. "Check out my flying cat sleigh," she said as she hovered in mid-air beside us. "Want to come for a ride?" "We can't," I said. "We're busy. We're trying to figure out how to get our book to Mr. Bignose in the city by 5 o'clock. "I could take you," said Jill. "These flying cats are really fast. Come on, climb aboard." And so we did. And that's how we got the book to Mr. Bignose on time. And then he published it. And it was delivered to bookshops, libraries, digital e-reading devices, and even transferred direct into people's brains via direct-to-brain information delivery technology helmets. Direct-to-brain information delivery technology is a direct-to-brain information delivery system so technologically advanced that Terry and I haven't even invented it yet. And then you read it, and we all lived happily ever after. Unless, of course, your life was tragically cut short as a result of having your brain fried by one of our prototype direct-to-brain information delivery technology helmets. The end. Funnies. What's yellow, likes fish and can fly? A catenary. Didn't you read this book? What do you get if you cross a cat with a parrot? A carrot. What does a cat say when somebody steps on its tail? Meow! Why did the cat cross the road? It was the chicken's day off. Why did the shark cross the Great Barrier Reef? To get to the other tide. Why did the shark spit out the clown? Because he tasted funny. Spot the difference. You can pause the video at this point if you'd like to, and then you can see if you can find all the differences. There are 6 differences between these pictures. Can you spot them? There's also a maze and a word search. Again, if you'd like to pause the video at this particular point to see if you can find your way through the maze or find all the words in the word search, then feel free to do so. There's also a treehouse trivia quiz. Okay, see if you can actually work them out. The answers will follow shortly. Okay, there you go. Answers as well. And if you'd like to pause the video when you get to them, then feel free to do so, and you can have a look to see if you got the questions right. And there we have it. That is the end of the 13-Story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. Hope you really enjoyed that one, guys. I'll be back soon with another story and lots more videos coming your way very soon. If you would like to subscribe or hit a like, that's always appreciated. Thanks for your support, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.